Okay, welcome back, everybody, to Building the City, episode 21. So, in this episode, first thing I'm gonna have to do is reload all my texture packs. So you can actually see how many I have. That one, that one, that one. We have a lot of texture packs to load. You, and you. So basically in this episode, all we're gonna do is kind of like an update on what all has been going on in the city. So since the last episode, not much has really... Well, actually, since the last episode, a lot has changed. For starters, like you guys probably noticed in yesterday's Walking to Sky episode, I have a new microphone. And this is a re-recording of episode 21, because the first episode, I had the gain completely maxed out, so I wasn't quite sure how to use it, and I had it on the wrong settings, so it just did not sound good. See, that goes up. There are so many texture packs I have that it sometimes is really confusing on which ones go where. That one I have just for the server to help with all the other stuff. Basically about there. Okay. Well, that took what, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. The first thing you'll notice is 1, shaders, 2, mods. There's just quality of life stuff. I have a mini map and a world map mod, which is really nice. This is what the entire map actually looks like. We're down here in the Pinewoods district. We also have Heisenberg. We have the airport. So each little district is gonna be colored. All the other ones will have a white. Basically, interesting POIs. So like the airport has its own. Oceanside Pier 7 has its own. And then going off of the map that I drew, the shipping port, which will be down in this area, kind of, will have its own. And then we have Oaktown and the Oaktown Zoo, which I'm realizing I should add some little greebling on the roof of the aquarium, in the sense that some like AC units would be nice. Besides that, we have Red Lodge, we have Jackson, Oaktown, Northview, and Brighton. And what's nice is I can just teleport right there. And so it's basically a form of quick travel. So I've kind of worked a little bit in Pinewoods, and by a little bit, it's mostly been adding in streetlights and working on adding in the telephone poles. Another module here is ambient sounds, which just add those crickets you hear in the background, which is so nice. I really like that touch. Where was the one that I had just built. Here it is. So I'm slowly filling in. Excuse me. Slowly filling in these houses here along the lake. And I did this one recently. I think it looks kind of nice. I give it a nice kind of color scheme. Just tried to do a bit more decorating. Working on that. You have a nice little TV out here with one of the new paintings. The garage kind of has some stuff. Quite nice. You have an open kitchen and a dining room. A little closet underneath the stairs. Not that much in there. You have a little recording room, which has some green screen there. 3 monitors. That's supposed to be a webcam. Mouse and keyboard, stuff like that. And then the upstairs, nice giant windows, which look great. You have a nice little sitting room above the garage. A nice little library out here. You have a bathroom, which that's supposed to be a shower curtain. Yeah, that's supposed to be a shower curtain. Just trying to see if that barrier block showed up in the top. I think it's called What the Hell Is That? Is the mod. Bedroom. But yeah, when it becomes like morning, yeah, you'll get those lights coming through, so it should start peeking through. At least I hoped it would. You know, it may not, because I think we're lined up exactly with that tree. But anyway, out here we have a nice little sitting area. And I just realized that mini-map was not actually sizing correctly. So the date is 12/44. That is, yeah, that's what the day counter is. Let's just do auto size. Where is info? No, it's not what I said. Brightness, settings, opaque. Anyway, I'll fix that later. So yeah, I just like running this map now in shaders. It looks so much nicer. I finally finished off the bridges after like being left alone for like over, I think, 2 years now. That finally got fixed. Plus, what day is it? It's Star Wars Day today, May 4th. In 15 more days, this map turns 5 years old, which is insane to think about. One thing I don't like is that all the armor stands show up, but you know, it is what it is. I may actually just nuke this entire area and just remove all of this and just make all of this forest and push this farm out farther. Because I don't really, from a zoning point, I don't really, I mean, at the time I thought it looked good, but now looking at it, I don't like it. I don't like how close to the, like, this is obviously downtown, it's highly populated. As we get farther out, the buildings should get smaller and smaller. Especially around the airport, you can't have massive skyscrapers. I think this area right here is going to be like the cutoff for really massive buildings. And then everything here in this area will be like medium sized, because you have You have airplanes coming in this way, east to west and west to east, and also coming in from the north. Yeah. So I really don't kind of like that being there. I may just tear all that out eventually. I have a bunch of mobs in this area though, but I'll nuke this area most likely. Take out that. I still want farmland, just not this close in the city. This is fine. This district here, Pine Woods, is fine because you have the hard border of the lake here, Lake Eichton, which, speaking of which, I need to create a waypoint. Let's make that white. How do I spell it? I-K-E-T. Lake I-K-E. Lake Eichton. L-I. For Lake Eichton. Let's do global and enabled. How many are all of them? No, you are... Let's actually not have. Let's just do local for all the non-interesting ones, and then global for all the other. Okay. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Few things I did. I kind of textured this just a bit more. It was textured to begin with, but I just extended this up to the ceilings. I just thought it breaks up the monotony of just flat surfaces, because a lot of my buildings are flat. I also redid all the football stadium because all of this, I don't know if I said this already, but all of this was just stone and it looked ugly. And I may actually do that for this one too. I like the... Did I just make a waypoint there? I did. I did not mean to do that. Also, you can see all the villagers in all of here. But I may do that for that one too, just to break it up. But yeah, I changed all of this from stone to stone bricks. It looks a lot better as stone bricks. It really does. Another thing I thought of doing was over the interstate, little billboards. You know, they're nice 4x4, I believe. Yeah, 4x4 paintings, basically. They're just scattered around. There's one there. There's one there. I think that's it for that side. There's a couple more. There's one there. There's a couple scattered around. But you can get up to them and just kind of chill. It gives kind of a bit more life to it. These are supposed to be like the lights that shine up, illuminate them at nighttime. Other than that, on this side, not that much kind of got added, but you'll notice that all of this is kind of filled in now. So I'll just quickly breeze by all of that. There's the parking lot, the parking ramp. I thought it looks good. It was just hard for me to geometrically understand what was going on, and I made it way too tall. You can frickin' park a 18-wheeler in here and have clearance to spare. Nice little construction site. I don't think I ever actually went through and showed off these things. I found a tutorial on YouTube of how to build construction equipment. So we have a small little excavator guy and a dump truck nice orange things. A bit more vehicles added in, other than like emergency vehicles. We have a helicopter up there. Gives a bit more life to the city. These buildings are all basically uniformed size, especially these. But yeah, just kind of trying to like not use one single type of brick or like whatever, and try to use blocks I haven't used before, like nether bricks and combinations I haven't used before. And then I built Station 1, which has Engine 1, Ladder 1, Engine 2, Hazmat, Command, and Car. All of these are Hazmat 1, Command 1, Car 1. So it's all Station 1. They're called the Jolly Giants because you have high-rise apartments next door. And then, let's see, Northview. Let's just go ahead and teleport there. I mean, this parking lot looks okay. Just the diagonals didn't really turn out the best. I kind of based it off of Wrigley a little bit, just the kind of like shape almost. It adds adds just like another, because we have a football stadium, we have a hockey arena, and now we have a baseball stadium. But the one thing I really didn't like was this is how you get to like the dugouts. And it's just in the middle of the walkway. I mean, no one's gonna care, but aesthetically, I don't really like that. None of the armor stands have anything on them. And I also changed, I changed how I did the football stadium lighting and the baseball lighting. I actually did that with the baseball stadium. And I thought it looked really well. And I'll show you what I mean when I get this. So all of it is just light blocks. And it's all to like the edge of the grass. And all of this, every single one is covered in level 15 light. So when it's nighttime, all of this glows. Like the stadium lights, which I use actual waxed copper bulbs so they won't oxidize, are like shining onto the stadium, which I thought was really cool. I'm actually quite proud of that. So that's basically everything, like a quick rundown of everything that I did for this city. The one thing let's touch on this real quick. That is moving. Completely forgot that was moving. Little bit more of just adding some detail in there. We got some cracked bricks. We have some barrels and stuff lying around in the alley. And we have some vines growing along the building, which just adds a bit of texture into a bit more like of an actual city rather than just like bland flat surfaces, which are okay, but as I've worked on this city, the longer I've worked on it, the more my skills I've noticed have improved. And eventually, I keep saying it, I'll go back and just fill in all of these buildings with interiors, because only a handful actually have like interiors and are supposed to like be things. Like that's the inn. This is like a theater, like an opera house style theater. which I just tried a different color scheme. This is an opera house theater that I think I've shown off before. Yeah. Opera house, we have the museum, we have like a... Out of all these rows, I think 2 places are actually furnished, which is this, which is like a clothing shirt store. And then we have a little cafe, which you can actually sit outside. And then we have like a grocery store around the corner here, which was kind of based off of the one I used to work at. You know, you got your frozen foods over here. You got your nice frozen areas. You got your produce section. And you have little apartments above. And like not every building has an interior, which I wish it did, but as I continue building and working on the city, the longer I work on it, the better I am at building. And the one thing I really want to redo is these on-ramps. Like, this was fine when I first built it, but now just looks ugly. Like, an on-ramp is supposed to be a nice, smooth transition on, and same as the off-ramp, especially when you're going at interstate speeds. But like this, it's like sharp turn, down we go. But yeah, eventually, I think I may just take both of these out and go over here and just build an interchange here and just leave that out and leave like a, I don't know, leave like an interchange here, or it's like a road that goes over and you have the on-off ramp here, and then you have the on-off ramp down there that you have to go to. I may do that. Now that I'm saying logically, that seems like the better idea than having one right in the middle right there. And also this airport, I like it, but I could do better. I already have one plane right here, but there's no airplanes at the airport, you know? And another thing I would love is, excuse me, to put cars on the streets, like just driving around, random cars. Like, the only vehicles on the streets are down here at this fire, and this one fire truck pulling out. Other than that, the only other cars are in this housing development here, which, where it is fine, but they're in the downtown area. These are supposed to be like buildings. Like, this is one of the tallest buildings on the map. You have, well, that's the city hall, which isn't that tall, and these aren't that tall, but you have Stark Towers right there, which is absolutely massive. But these are just very tiny buildings. And so, yeah, there's a few things I would like to change about this, but at the same time, I also don't. Because it's been in the city for so long that it's just, I don't know, the city has been around for a long time. And buildings like these, which this is supposed to be my house, have been around for like 4 years, and so I don't really want to get rid of them. So I may keep them, I may not. I don't know. I'll still think about that. But the one thing I will do, because I don't want that. Let's see what the TPS is. 22. Usually we have a good 40, 50 FPS, but with all these maps and the thought of, like, the world expanding eventually, because once all this gets filled up, it's only a 2K by 2K. I have the border at 1,000 in each direction. Once this entire thing gets filled up, right, we'll expand the border out 500 or 1,000 extra blocks. So, like, will the maps just get smaller, or will we just, like, require, like, the world map mod, a mini map mod, which makes a lot more sense and is actually a lot better to use than just actual map like this, because this doesn't get updated as frequently as this does, and you can also zoom in and, like, show off areas in greater detail than you can on here. So I may just remove this entire room and keep it as a small, like, builder's hall and just interesting places. Have, like, a little sign kind of saying that, you know, these mods are recommended for playing on this map, stuff like that. Also, it definitely helps having the mini-map and world map mod, because once you go underground, you can actually see, like, all the subways and all the, like, underground stuff. Like, this is, what, 51, 52, 53? So if we go into cave, hit all, you can see, like, everything. Let's go down to, like, 56. Layered. There you go. There's, like, all your subway systems. There's the ocean, right? There's... I didn't realize how many of those were actually there. It's kind of insane. There's the end portal that I spawned in, so, like, this map can actually be played, which I don't think I needed to, because one naturally spawned there. And we have a trial chambers. No way. We have a trial chamber that spawned. That's actually really cool. So yeah, it's so much more useful than, like, the actual, like, world, like, map that I made. Because you can actually see, oh, the yellow subway does this. The red subway does this. You have, sewer systems here, you know? There's, like, the little pond here. There's the swimming pool. You have the blue lines, the yellow line. The blue lines, the two purple lines. This is the Atlas Labs. The red line goes along here, right? So I may just completely remove this area. Just kind of keep it as little map builder's hall for the Arcadium building project. You know, kind of cut down on the amount of entities, because if you look over rendered block 80 entities at 88, so there's about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I believe it's 17 by 17. That's way more than 88. Yeah, over here. 346 entities out of 522. That's definitely reducing the FPS. Did not mean to do that. Let's do... There. Like, look straight up. We get a nice 60, right? We look down, it instantly goes to red. If we go, say, all the way over here, roughly about the same, right? 55, 60. Looking up, you can get about 60, just above. I think my FPS, if I do unlimited, doesn't really have an effect. Okay. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I may just take that out, is your FPS will greatly be affected by that room, especially if you're running this on a not that good computer. Plus we have other entities around there, like all the... I should really bring this back to off. All the other entities, like... I mean, we have all the entities in here, which had more, but I removed a lot because it was not doing well. We have entities in there. We have villagers. We have armor stands in each one of those entities. It takes a little bit of rendering, a little bit of processing power to do. And the more you have in a world, and especially these are spawn chunks, so these are always going to be loaded. All of these are going to be loaded at all times, so as much as I hate to do it, I really think I'm just going to remove them now. Let's watch my FPS as I slowly make them. You know what? Let's do this. Fill all of this area. Here. There. Lava. Here. Okay. I mean, my FPS definitely has increased. It's basically doubled. From that amount. So, definitely a lot better. Let's go here. Fill. How far down is this? 46. Fill that here. 46 spoons, stone. Let's make you black stone. I think that's just one word, isn't it? Yes, it is. Polished blackstone. That's what it is. Polished blackstone. There we go. That looks a lot better. I like that, though. That looks cool. But the one thing I may not keep is this bottom row of lights. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. What other lights do I have? What other lights can I use? Have I used frog lights before? What would look good with blackstone? Would it be purple or yellow? Yellow kind of looks nice. Yellow looks really nice. Let's go about here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. This, having a smaller thing of this, will also, well, but this, I don't think it would. Having this be smaller, for one, would also help the sewer system. Because otherwise, this is going all the way around. So I may do that. Anyway, I think that will roughly wrap up everything for this episode. So in between episodes, I'll probably just work on this room. Make it smaller, more compact. The reason it was so big was that map. But now that it's gone, there's not that many entities that have to be rendered all the time. My FPS definitely is better. It's about doubled in this area. I can at least get a decent amount looking skyward. So yeah, for now, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Later.